Alright guys, kind of bringing you along on this one here. It is a 2012 BMW 650, and the customer asked me if I can do some programming to get his radio to work. As far as, I guess he's been dealing with some audio stuff. He's replaced the screen because at some point it was not working. Not sure if he did the main unit here. But he did tell me he had been replacing also the controller because it's not responding. As you can see, I can rotate it and nothing, press it and nothing. So I don't know exactly what's been replaced and all that. I'm assuming used parts possibly. But I did a full system scan and it had a ton of codes. Then I ended up clearing them. I saved the report, I emailed it, and then I went ahead and rescanned the vehicle after letting it sit and starting it up. These are the only two that come up in the whole vehicle. And let's see, this one here. The car information computer control unit is not coded for the vehicle. I am wondering if because whatever parts swapping has been going on, we have this issue going on, and then the controller is not working. Alright, and so I've gone into the module to look up if there was any information on the code. So in the CIC, you hit the help, and it actually does have some description about it. Obviously, let's see, control unit is not encoded for the vehicle which is installed in, so on and so forth. And then kind of down here, so note on effective fault. Control unit is not ready for operation, or only to a restricted extent. Again, this kind of reminds me of Volkswagen Audi group component protection. If you use used modules in a different vehicle or unprogrammed new modules, I think you'll have limited access and operation. And so I'm wondering if we're not seeing the controller operate due to issues with this guy not being programmed or coded. So with that, I am going to attempt to program the module, and I've just recently put one up where I use this launch scanner to do some coding on a controller, and out of curiosity, just experimental, I'm going to try and see if this guy will do it. I have done a video on this, and this is merely just playing around. I'm trying to find the limitations of the tools. So this is the one they refer to as the BBA. So I believe it stands for BMW, Benz, and Audi. So we'll see what the options we have, and we'll try and get this operational. Alright, and so the one thing I noticed about this tool when using it, I actually used it yesterday to do rear calipers on the 2020 BMW, and the first time you connect it, it'll do this auto detect of the vehicle, but if you continue forward, it basically builds you a quick report of all the modules that have faults, so on and so forth, and it kind of stays in that mode of just generating a report. So I think the way they built this is as soon as you connect it, and it's sort of a newish car where it can have the auto detect work, it'll build you a report to go through all the modules, and then you can email it to you. So that's, I think, good for quick, pre-scans of all cars and stuff that come through the shop. It automatically jumps to that. So I don't want to do that on this one because I naturally already have all the codes that I've scanned already, and I don't want to be stuck in that report generation type menu. So I'm gonna hit back and then go to this starting screen and go to diagnosis, BMW. And so now I'm going to go to coding programming, and I do have this on Wi-Fi. So again, just out of curiosity, I'm pushing the limits here. So we are in the F chassis, coding programming. I'll be extremely blown away and surprised if it is able to do this. All right, let's go coding. So it's able to bring up eye level. All right, mileage, and so on. All right, so let's go forward. Let's see, mileage 67. So that's correct. Let's go forward. All right, so now let's see. Before continuing, if you notice the voltage there, you do want to have your power supply. Always important. You don't want that to be an issue of creating problems. So, all right, look, we've got CIC. Let's see. Takes a long time. Sure. Let's go for it. Let's try now. The screen has gone blank. It's going through its procedure. It just started back up. I'm kind of just blown away. This affordable scan tool has just performed some coding functions. All right, let's see. It's been completed. All right, so now I'm gonna try to see if we can do the controller also. Okay, so this is an issue that I was kind of fearing. Let's see. So we're not communicating with the controller. And I did sort of notice that with the diagnostic report. So it looks like we're going to have to do some homework there or find out if that's a used one or if we still got an old one or a second hand one or whatnot. But it seems that we've performed coding there. Let's check and see at least if that trouble code's gone away. And it's not going to resolve the issue with no input from the controller. So it just might be another controller replacement issue like the last video I had just done, which I don't need to film at that point. You replace it, code it, so on and so forth. And we know this tool can also do the coding like that one there, the video I had shown. All right, so now we're just going to go in. Actually, no, we're still in coding programming. Let's go here. All right, let's do a full system scan. And what's odd is that no one's really reporting a no communication with the controller. There we go. It's trying to scan it. And it should just skip over it because it looks like it's, well, obviously it's not communicating. So, all right, so it's listing that there. Let's see. Can we go into it? Alright, so all that same info. Let's... Alright, so I just cycled the key after clearing the fault code. Let's go ahead and read. So, as of now, we have gotten rid of that trouble code for the coding in the CIC with this little guy here. But with that, it looks like we will have to, again, replace that coded and get that operational. I mean, I might have to double check. Looks like we've got 4 wires going to the small blue connector on it, and 2 of them are twisted pairs, so power, ground, and bus communication to it. I might want to double check that because I thought he said that was working at one time, so that'll be one of the last few things. Double check the statuses of those wires before determining that guy's bad. Alright, so I got my power and ground there, and then the 2 bus lines. I have not woken up the vehicle yet, and I already see something that I don't like, but we'll have to see when we wake the car up. One of the bus lines is at full 12 volts. The other one is down at 0. So let's just wake up the car. And so let's take a look. Okay, so maybe it's just where it rests at. It is mirroring. Now those look weird, but my sample rate is not up. Let's power it up to get the power, to check the power at the connector. Let's see. Pause that. Let's see. This should be our power, and there's nothing there. If I change my sample rate, see if the bus looks better. Okay. So, not a bus problem, but looks like a power supply problem. Alright, so the one thing that I can do before going and sitting and looking at wiring diagrams is I can simply just change my ground to see if we're losing a ground instead of the power supply. And so it's going to be the brown, which is this guy here. And so I'll put this towards the chassis ground up there, and then take another capture. Alright, so I've switched over the ground over there to the jump post, and I'm going to wake the vehicle up to try to get power feed. And we do not. So the blue's still there towards the bottom. Has made no change. Same as before. We're still down here with the blue. So we are going to have to find the power supply. I'm sure it's fused. Find out what the issue is. And see if someone was messing around with fuses. This could simply be, quote unquote, simply be a lack of power supply to the controller. Alright guys, so it's a key on all the time, and I'm going here to the connector, And you see the blue on the scope go up. I'm gonna let go. And power goes away. There we go. Up, down, up, down. So I told you I was gonna check the fuse. And so I did. And first I was poking the two metal tabs there, and it showed that I had power. Now, we do still have the legs, but one of these, let's see, I'm not sure if you can tell, but the casing on the bottom side is kind of open. And one of these legs has play, so not that one. This leg, it's got some play. And so maybe it just wasn't carrying the load. Even though it's not much, it's 5 amps. And I, believe it or not, I don't have any 5 amps. I put a 3 amp in there. Let's plug it in and see if we get operation. So let's key it on. And let's turn that off. So the controller is actually lighting up. I don't remember if I paid attention to that before or not. Let's hit accept. There we go. So to get you a better view, let's see. The controller now is lighting up, and we can get some activity now. So this obviously did not need any programming. It was missing power supply, and then between all the Swaptronics, one of the control units was not programmed. And so let's take a look. Let's wake this guy up. Let's back out, do a full system scan. All right, so looks like we got some extra faults, maybe from poking around, but the controller now comes up. And let's clear the whole fault memory, see what we get. But I think customer at least is going to be happy. We've got full operation there. And that's mainly what he wanted. So, and there we go. Full system clear, no trouble codes after after restoring that fuse power. So I'll do a key cycle, and after the key cycle, I'll just make sure everything is good. I've got to put all this back together, get a hold of the customer, and tell him that he is all good to go. With that, I'll go ahead and probably just end this here again. As I said, maybe you picked something up with these inexpensive tools. Very surprised of its capabilities to be able to get some of that coding done that the vehicle was still definitely in need of. And then maybe you picked up some testing tips about making sure you check all your inputs, power, grounds, and bus lines before making a call on a component. Very easily and simply could we just have shotgun a controller. They are common to fail, but if we would have been incorrect and wrong, which is probably what the gentleman has been trying with doing multiple ones there. So everything's restored. All fault codes are gone. Thank you for watching, and that is going to be it on this one.